Welcome to CognitionChunks. This information is for entertainment only. I am not trained in philosophy. Is this useful? Is this nonsense? Join me as I attempt to learn from GPT. Episode 6, Parmenides of Elea. Parmenides of Elea, a pre-Socratic philosopher from the early 5th century BCE, is often considered one of the founders of metaphysical thinking. His work laid down the foundations for much of Western philosophy, particularly in the realm of ontology, the study of being. His philosophy presents a stark contrast to that of Heraclitus, emphasizing the unchanging, eternal nature of reality as opposed to constant flux. The way of truth versus the way of opinion. Parmenides' philosophy is structured around two paths of inquiry: the way of truth, Aletheia, and the way of opinion, Doxa. The way of truth argues for the singular, unchanging reality of what is, asserting that it is ungenerated, imperishable, whole, unchanging, and one. In contrast, the way of opinion explores the world of sensory experience and change, which Parmenides regards as illusory and deceptive. In the way of truth, Parmenides argues for the nature of reality and being. His key assertions are, being is and non-being is not. Imagine the universe as a giant block of cheese. This block represents being everything that exists. Parmenides asserts that this block is solid and continuous. There are no holes in the cheese. The concept of non-being, nothingness, is like trying to imagine holes in the cheese that don't exist. It's not possible because a hole is defined by the absence of cheese, but in reality, there's just cheese everywhere. Being is unchanging and eternal. According to Parmenides, the block of cheese, being, doesn't change. It's always been there and always will be. Change is just an illusion. Think of a movie reel. While it appears that things are moving and changing on the screen, the film itself is a series of static images. Parmenides argues that reality is like the film itself, unchanging and eternal. Being is indivisible and continuous. The block of cheese isn't made up of separate pieces, it's one continuous whole. If you try to divide it, you're just changing its shape, but it's still the same block of cheese. In Parmenides' view, reality cannot be divided into separate entities. It's a seamless, continuous whole. The nature of being. At the heart of Parmenides' philosophy is the assertion that what is and what is not cannot be. This foundational principle leads to the conclusion that change, motion, and multiplicity are impossible, as they imply the existence of what is not. According to Parmenides, true reality must be eternal, unchanging, and indivisible. Parmenides argues that the concept of non-being is self-contradictory. To think or speak of something that is not is impossible because to think or speak about it, it must have some form of being. This is a logical necessity. In modern terms, it's like trying to define a void in a mathematical sense. A void is defined by the absence of something, but mathematically, you cannot quantify nothing. In predicate logic, saying non-being is an inherently contradictory statement. It violates the law of non-contradiction, which states that contradictory statements cannot both be true in the same sense at the same time. Therefore, non-being cannot be thought or spoken of. Critique of sensory perception. Parmenides challenges the reliability of sensory perception, arguing that the senses reveal a world of illusion and falsehood. True knowledge, for Parmenides, is attained through reason and logical deduction, which reveal the unchanging nature of reality. Static block universe. Imagine the universe as a four-dimensional block where time is just another dimension like space. In this block universe, everything that ever has happened or will happen exists simultaneously in a static, unchanging block. This aligns with Parmenides' view that being is eternal and unchanging. Parmenides is often associated with monism, the idea that there is only one kind of substance or principle that makes up reality. In his view, this principle is being. His work is foundational in the field of ontology, which studies the nature of existence. Parmenides' ideas challenge us to think about what it means to be and question the reliability of our sensory experiences. Parmenides emphasizes the role of reason over sensory perception. He argues that only through logical thinking can we arrive at the truth about reality, as opposed to relying on our deceptive senses. Parmenides' contributions to philosophy represent a radical departure from the prevailing views of his time. His rigorous use of logic and argumentation to explore the nature of reality has had a profound impact on the development of Western philosophy, influencing thinkers such as Plato, Aristotle, and many others. Parmenides' emphasis on the unchanging nature of being laid the groundwork for metaphysical inquiry, setting the stage for centuries of philosophical debate and exploration. Thank you for joining us for another Cognition Chunks. Please like and subscribe.